I'm Peter Young, and I'm the director for the Silicon Valley Center for Global Studies. It is a state of California sanctioned operational research unit at San Jose State University. And my unit actually is the touch point for all international grants and contracts to include educational technology. I come here this evening as somebody who really loves play toys. I have one play toy here, I have two play toys, I have many play toys at home. I truly believe that these thingies right here, unfortunately or fortunately, are going to be at least the tools of both teachers and students as we go forward in education at all levels. And this, I'm including, by the way, corporate education as well. Now, I say all this as a premise because I think it's important that the discussion that we're going to have this evening with my colleagues here is, I hope that we're going to be frank and that we're going to be addressing the kinds of things that you're here to listen for. Course, most specifically is probably, from my vantage point, I've been around Silicon Valley now for, I think, just shy of 100 years. Dog years, I think. But anyway, this is innovation is kind of what we throw around a lot. This is one of those companies that I was pretty happy when I connected with the founders one evening on Skype, very bizarre, and I thought, oh my God, I've been a professor, a teacher, and in corporate education for lots and lots of years. And I can tell you from direct experience that my students, whether they were 16 or 60, found it difficult to sit through a 50-minute lecture. They just did. Now, a lot of them sucked it up because they said, I really like this information. And so, but if you give them a quiz at the end of 60 minutes and they remember the first 10 minutes and get 100% on those questions, and the retention rate would go down. And so what this company has done, and it will be kind of speaking around the issue, is this idea of micro-learning, so that you teach how to boil an egg. And while that may sound simple, somebody who's never cooked, like when I started out as a young neophyte bachelor, somebody said, you ever run a turkey? Now you have to cook. Oh God, it's hard to boil water. You do things in 4- and 5-minute increments, and what we find by research at the university level now is that the retention level is extremely high when we start giving them micro-learning lessons in a series. So that we can teach a 1-hour class, but we teach it in 10 5-minute increments. And then they can come back to any increment that they want. And so really that's the kind of theme, that's what CourseMost is pushing in their technology. And so I really want to invite everybody here and colleagues around the world, we're on video. And let me do some introductions. Pamela Levine in the center here is an educational technology specialist in the School of Education, graduate school, sorry. And she and I actually share a mutual friend, the associate dean there at Stanford. And so she's going to be speaking from the technology point of view and giving us some insights. We have Bill Wiles to my left here. Bill is a serial investor. He's currently a principal at Securion Group, as well as president and CEO of Sense Sciences. Once again, if we start thinking about startups, kind of the innovation and so forth, we really are talking about things like Sense Science, which is a USB device ostensibly that will emit spells that are programmed into various things. We're not selling your company. But these are the kinds of innovations that I'm interested in, so welcome Bill and Pamela. And last, Dan Zhao here is the founder of Ready Edge Go. I went to your site. Brilliant. You must go to it. It's great. It is, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it is, if you will, a platform for that high school student or that young adult that's looking for a college kind of advice, assistance. What are the applications? Do I have it right? That's right. All right. And it's the kind of thing I thought, oh my God, this is exactly what a zillion parents that I have to deal with at the university probably should have had before they came to me. So I'm very happy to have Dan here.
So, as Peter said, I'm kind of a business geek. Everything I've ever done has been business related, and I ran the gamut of the Apples and Silicon Graphics and people like that, and then I went out and started companies. And I work a lot with turning around companies or getting companies going or back on track. And so when I look at this, I look at it from a tool not only for companies, but I'm not an academic, so I don't understand it in the business world or in the academic world as much. And I was a terrible student. And I look at it from business, and I look at it from the international standpoint, which is a lot of my businesses.
Hi everyone. I'll be coming from the teaching side, which is what I do at Stanford. I work with teachers to incorporate technology into K-12 education, mostly in educationally sound ways. I was an elementary school teacher myself, and we're developing our own technologies as well that seek to incorporate education research into their design, which is something that we see missing from a lot of the innovations that are happening around us. And I teach a course called the Digital Classroom Technologies and Practices for Educators to teacher education students at Stanford who are getting their training to be K-12 functional.
Hi, my name is Dan. As Peter mentioned, I'm the founder of Ready EdgeCo, personal mentorship and college counseling organization in the Bay Area. I work directly with students. I've been doing so for the better half of my life, and also work directly with schools as well. My entire team covers a ton of different topics, not just direct school topics like biology or chemistry, but also life topics, and we enhance, just time management skills, motivational skills, and partner with local schools in Fremont, Hayward, as well as San Jose. And I guess it's interesting because I think I kind of have a little mixture of both here. I was educated from Haas School of Business. I worked in equity research, doing sales and trading for a good amount of time before I went to work at Google. And the entire time, my calling was always education. I always worked with students on the side, and I decided to do it full time. So I kind of have part of the mentorship and teaching aspect of it, but also a really firm understanding of the trends that have kind of taken over the world that we live in, as well as the ones that are coming up. So I think I really find what the value that Coursera brings to society, I think, to be a very interesting value proposition, and not only from an educational systematic standpoint, but also as an individual who works with students themselves, as well as families and counselors. I feel like there's probably going to be a ton of information and a ton of good stuff to talk about from that side of the issue.